everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Everyday English. I'm your host, Luna.
And I'm your co-host, Jack. We're here to help you learn practical English for your everyday life.
Today, we're talking about a problem that almost every English learner faces at some point. It's that feeling when you've been studying for a while, you've made good progress, but then you just stop improving.
Exactly. It's called the intermediate plateau. It's that frustrating feeling of being stuck. You can understand a lot, you can have a simple conversation, but you don't feel like you're getting any better or more fluent.
I remember feeling this way myself. I could watch my favorite TV shows and understand the main ideas, but I was still making the same grammar mistakes I made a year before. It felt like I hit a wall.
That's a perfect way to describe it. But the good news is, this wall can be broken. Today, we're going to talk about why your English stops improving and give you 4 practical, powerful ways to fix it and start making progress again.
This is a really important topic. So if you've ever felt stuck with your English, this episode is for you. And if you find it helpful, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to Mr. Everyday English.
Let's get started by identifying the main problem.
Part 1. The problem. The intermediate plateau. So, what is this intermediate plateau we're talking about? It's the stage where your learning slows down dramatically. As a beginner, you learn new things every day. New words, new grammar rules. The progress is fast and exciting.
But as you get to an intermediate level, you already know the basics. You can communicate, and people can understand you. And because of that, it's very easy to get comfortable. You stop actively learning and start passively using what you already know.
That's the key right there. The difference between passive learning and active learning. Passive learning is when you just consume English. For example, listening to music or watching movies with subtitles in your own language. It feels like you're practicing, but your brain isn't working very hard.
Active learning, on the other hand, is when your brain is fully engaged. It's when you are producing the language, speaking and writing, or when you are challenging yourself with difficult listening or reading materials. To break the plateau, you have to move from passive to active learning.
Exactly. So now let's talk about the specific ways to do that. Here are 4 fixes for when your English stops improving. Part 2. The 4 fixes.
Okay, our first and most important fix is this. Stop consuming, start creating.
This is a huge one. It's easy to spend hours watching YouTube videos or listening to podcasts in English. That's great for listening practice, but it's passive. To improve, you need to start creating the language yourself.
So what are some practical ways to do that? A great one is to start a simple journal in English. Every night before bed, write just 3 sentences about your day. It doesn't have to be perfect. For example, today I went to work. The weather was nice. I had a delicious dinner.
That's a perfect start. Another way to create is to talk to yourself. When you're making coffee, describe what you're doing out loud in English. I am getting the coffee. I am pouring the water. It might feel silly at first, but it trains your brain to think in English.
Okay, so that's fix number 1. Create more, consume less. What's the next one, Luna?
Fix number 2, get specific and painful feedback. I say painful because nobody likes to be corrected, but it is the fastest way to improve. At the intermediate level, your friends might understand you even if you make mistakes, so they won't correct you.
Right. You need someone who will point out your errors. This is why finding a good teacher, a tutor, or a very honest language exchange partner is so important. You need someone who can say, that was good, but a more natural way to say it is.
You can also get feedback on your writing. There are websites and apps where native speakers will correct your journal entries for free. When you see your mistakes and understand the correction, you stop making them.
So, getting corrected is a gift, not a criticism. Okay, what's fix number 3?
Fix number 3, step outside your comfort zone. The reason you're on a plateau is because you're comfortable. You need to do things that feel difficult.
What's an example of that?
If you always watch movies with subtitles in your native language, try watching with English subtitles. If that's easy, try watching a short scene with no subtitles at all. It will be hard and you won't understand everything, but you are forcing your brain to work harder.
That's a great example. Or if you always talk about the same simple topics like your hobbies or your day, try something harder. Try to explain a movie you just watched or explain the rules of a sport you like, all in English. It forces you to find new vocabulary and more complex sentences.
Exactly. If it feels a little difficult, it means you're learning. And what's our final fix, Jack?
Fix number 4, identify and attack your weaknesses. At the intermediate level, you need to be a detective. You need to find your own common mistakes and focus on fixing them.
How can someone find their weaknesses?
Pay attention to the mistakes you make over and over again. For example, do you always mix up prepositions like in, on, and at? If so, that's your weakness. Don't just keep practicing general English. Spend 1 week focused only on prepositions. Do exercises, watch videos about prepositions, and practice writing sentences with them.
That's such good advice. Or maybe your weakness is pronunciation. You can use an app to record yourself saying a word and compare it to a native speaker. By focusing intensely on one specific weakness at a time, you can turn it into a strength. Summary and listener challenge.
Okay, let's quickly review. If you feel like your English has stopped improving, it's probably because you've hit the intermediate plateau.
This happens when you get stuck in a comfortable passive learning routine.
To fix it, you need to become an active learner.
Our 4 fixes were stop consuming, start creating, speak and write more.
Get specific feedback. Find someone to correct your mistakes.
Step outside your comfort zone, do things that feel a little difficult.
And identify and attack your weaknesses. Focus on fixing your specific problems.
Now, it's your turn. We have a challenge for you. In the comments below, tell us one active learning method you are going to try this week.
For example, this week I will keep a journal in English, or I will try watching a movie with English subtitles. We want to hear your plan.
To wrap up, remember that feeling stuck is a normal part of the learning process. But with these active strategies, you can break through the plateau and take your English to the next level. Thank you for joining us on Mr. Everyday English today. If you found this episode helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content.
Join us next time. Until then, keep practicing and stay confident. Goodbye.